So my name is Keandria Green, and this is a counseling video for practice only. And this is my client, Marquise Matthews. How you doing today, Marquise?
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. Okay, well, let's get started. What brings you in today?
I come in today because I kind of got to get to the root of what's causing me to be an overthinker. I notice a lot of times when I make decisions based on things that I need to do or meet deadlines or things that are very important that have to be taken care of, I tend to overthink. And then by me overthinking, I tend to either pass the deadline or don't make the deadline because I'm trying to, make it more perfect than what it already is. And I think by overthinking that, it puts me in this position to where I have to get my thoughts of what I want to do and then, I guess, critique my own thoughts. So I'm trying to, get my brain to a spot where I know that I can trust my first instinct, trust my first gut when I have certain ideas in place and move forward with those ideas. But I think overthinking is one of the biggest problems that I have right now, trying to, put my ideas together, one, and seeing those ideas follow through. Sometimes I tend to talk myself out of a lot of things. That's why I say overthinking is one of the things that I'm trying to get out of. And I want to make myself more reassuring of myself when I have ideas and situations that I'm trying to accomplish.
Okay. So what I hear you saying is that you are not as confident as you would like to be in your decision making, and you find yourself in positions to where you can't make a decision at all, and you would like to improve that process to feel more confident in the decisions that you make about important situations.
Right.
What situations in reference?
So really any type of situation that I feel is valuable to my well-being, my proceeding as far as progressing. Um, if there are things like, let's say for instance, dieting, healthy eating and dieting is something that I overthink a lot because I may make something or I may cook something and I know that it's not good for me, but then I tend to do it in a over excess. So by not overthinking what I need to put in those ingredients and just, putting what I need to have in there, that's all I need to do. But sometimes I overthink it and then I gotta add extra stuff. And then in totality, it's actually gonna make me a lot more unhealthier than I'm trying to get. And I think with the overthinking part of it is that if I just, see it for what it is and kind of convert my mind into being more of a clean eater, then I'll see a better progress and see a better solution at the end. But I have to try to figure out a way to not overthink as much when I want grocery shop or when I use my ingredients, so to speak, or my seasonings and stuff like that. But I'm really trying to get myself to a point where real clean eating, a more healthier lifestyle, and not have to just overthink every time I'm over the stove with it.
Mm-hmm. So what I hear is it sounds like you're trying to make better healthier choices, or healthier eating choices. And you struggle sometimes with choosing what to eat, what not to eat, or kind of what to scale back on, or what to make better decisions about.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure, not only in that aspect, but just overall in life in general. Like, I don't want to find myself having the right ideas and the right uh, resources to do what I need to do at that moment, but then kind of take myself away from it because I tend to overthink that thought, which that thought is a good thought, but sometimes I go into a mode where that thought is then side, by another thought that tends to discredit what I've already thought over here, and it's like it just starts to get kind of confusing. and then you get frustrated, and then it's like you just kind of shut down on it. So the whole overthinking thing, if I could, figure that part out, it'll cause a lot less confusion, so to speak, and I'll have a clear, more understanding of what I have in front of me.
Okay. So, um, you're saying that when you overthink some choices that you've made regarding your eating habits, it's like you can't figure out a choice that works for you, health wise and taste wise. It sounds like so. Is what about your overthinking are you thinking about in regards to food? Like, what part of eating is the biggest issue for you?
So mostly, I think is just the thought of me telling myself that I don't know how to eat anymore. So, in other words, I have to add something to everything that I eat. Necessarily doesn't have to be, but my mind overthinks to the point where I don't think it tastes good unless I put this, unless I put that, unless I put that. And it's more of a mental thing. You know what I mean? So it's like if I could tell myself like, hey, this is good the way it is, but I'll taste it, and then I'm like, no, I need something else. I need something else. But then if I put something else, that's actually hindering my process of, my process of trying to get to that healthier place that I'm trying to get to. Now, what I think I'm trying to figure out, or what I know I'm trying to figure out, is that the overthinking part of it won't allow me to go and grab these other ingredients that I don't need and just understand that this is the healthiest choice right here that I already have. But me overthinking it will tell me, hey, I need more salt. No, this is not right. I need more this. I need more that. And then it becomes oversaturated with whatever it is that's bad. So that's why I say overthinking. I need to figure out a way to dial it back, trust my first gut instinct, so to speak, and kind of like just know that what I have in front of me is probably the best choice. But overthinking it, I'll tell myself that I need to do something different when in reality, it should just be the way it is. So I just need to figure out a way to get around that idea of I think I need more, or this not right, or this, or just causing a confusion with myself. That's basically what I'm trying to do, and I believe I have a good start with it. But I think I just need some exercises or something that's gonna help me get to that point.
Okay. So you're trying to break the habits, lifelong unhealthy eating habits, and you're struggling with mentally. You're struggling with trying to be okay with the decisions that you make when it comes to your eating, and kind of still be satisfied with the food that you eat, to where it is still filling, and you're still feeling good about the choices that you're making. So what's your goal as far as trying to figure out how to learn, or what do you feel like can help you?
My goal would be to have a clear understanding that my ideas and my thoughts that I have in front of me are most of the time the best ideas and thoughts that I need. And I'm a well-educated person, but I sometimes allow myself to overthink that I'm a well-educated person and kind of second guess my own idea. But my personal goal is to get to a situation, get to a point where I don't have to second guess myself, or it's not even a thought to go and say, hey, I think I need that, when I know I don't. And I think by doing that, it'll be a snowball effect of me being able to kind of like grasp this whole thing and pull it in to the point where I don't have to second guess. I don't have to think 3 or 4 times on the same subject or the same idea, and just kind of trust my first instinct, and then just have a clear understanding of what it really means to have a concrete decision that's good, and it's going to help you to get from this point to the next point at a better level. That's my ultimate goal. Get from this point to that point, which is from this level to a better level, but not having to overthink and second guess myself and being stagnant in that same gray area. But my personal goal is really to just be able to tackle that mindset of having to second guess myself.
Mm. So you're being mindful about things that you put in your body, and you're trying to break, old habits, and you want to get to a place where you um, know that you're doing something that's going to benefit you in the long run. And the goal of yours is to feel good about those decisions and know that what you're deciding to do is the best thing for you as a person, as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like eventually I can get to that point in my life where not only those decisions is just something of that, small magnitude, but more personal things or more uh, life altering things, not only just the health, but relationship wise, parenting wise, even with your peers or your friends or whatnot. It's all about being able to understand that you don't have to second guess your own thoughts to try to see the outcome in a different sense. You know, for example, sometimes if I'm with some friends and we're out somewhere and I say, well, hey, I'm only gonna have one drink or I'm gonna have two drinks or whatnot, and in my mind I know I've already said that, but then eventually throughout the night, I tend to say, well, one more ain't gonna hurt or one more ain't gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm overthinking myself, knowing that I didn't really need those drinks after that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can just have those two drinks, enjoy myself, and make it home, and everything will be fine. But because I overthink, sometimes you got to try to figure out how this night gonna end, or if you're going home and you really you should call an Uber or whatnot. But all of that comes from you overthinking your concrete idea that you have in front of you and thinking that, well, hey, maybe another drink will hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like my personal goal is just to be able to have a clear mind and understand that a lot of times the first idea or the first thought or the first reaction, gut response, is probably the best one.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have that solidified, you don't have to go and say, hey, hold on, maybe if I do this or maybe if I do that. And it's kind of like a battle between me and myself, but that's why I'm here, and that's one of the things I want to work on, to feel more confident and secure in my own idea from the first beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point, I can move forward a lot easier, a lot better, and hopefully get to that point where I'm trying to get to.
Okay. So what I hear you saying is that you kind of are aware that you kind of overthink some important choices in your life, and you have overthought them in the past. And right now, what your goal is you want to be mindful, and you want to know that you're making a good decision, and also have self-control to stick to the decision that you made.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that my parents would tell me, teachers would tell me, friends, just everyday people, I mean, you're such a great individual, and you do a lot of things for the community, and you help out a lot of people, and you do great. But a lot of times, I feel like I'm not doing great, or I could do a lot better. But in a sense, I'm second guessing my own ability to be able to do things at a high level, and feel like I'm still not doing what I need to do, or I'm still not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I mean, it could be anything that I have in my mind that I might try to, for some reason, overthink the smallest things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only the biggest things, the smallest things. Like, for instance, like, let's just say this phone right here. I just got this phone, and I got a red case on it, and I overthought the fact that I had a black case.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I like the color red, but the phone is black, and I wanted a black case.
Mm-hmm.
But then I say, well, what if I lose the phone, and then somebody think, well, if I put it down somewhere and somebody think it's their phone, they grab it,
Mm-hmm.
because they got a black case.
Mm-hmm.
I overthought, because I like red, so I'm gonna get me a red case because if I put it down, it's easier to pick up, it's easier to find, and people will pick up and say, "Oh, that's not my phone," and then they'll keep going. You know, so it's the small things like that. But I'll go through a lot of, you know, thoughts in such of a small scale. But again, that's why I said I came here because I'm trying to, you know, get to the point of I don't have to do 1,000 ideas just to solve one small problem. But that's just how complicated sometimes my brain will get to when I'm trying to get out of that. This is not good enough. I need this, or I need that, or I need that, or I need that to add to that. But really, that's what I need right there. So, in that aspect, I hope to get to a point where, again, clear mind, clear thinking, going with my first instinct, and helping myself evolve, you know, in the future with that, and become a lot more better, and which will make my life probably a lot easier to go through every day. You know, so.
Okay.
Hope I'm not rambling along.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm understanding exactly what you're saying. So I think what you're saying is that you kind of over compose on certain thoughts that you have and on certain decisions that you make, and you want to get to a point where you can feel good about small decisions and move on to the next thing and keep on building off of those decisions to get to a point where it becomes like second nature to you.
Exactly. Yep.
And the process of your thinking is like a lot faster.
Right.
And go ahead.
And I hope that, you know, we can come to well, you can help me get to a situation where I can come to a realization as it's okay not to have those third, fifth, sixth, you know, thoughts. And just the first thought, concrete decision, I'm gonna stick with that, I'm gonna do that, and that's gonna be the best benefit for me. That's where I'm trying to get to. And I believe that you can, you know, help me to get to that point, and I'm willing to help you help me get to that point. And hopefully one day I can, you know, be to a situation, like I say, where everything, it's not always going to be perfect, but everything that I have, you know, on my mind that I have to make a concrete decision about, that I can be confident enough to say that my first decision is the best one. And that's basically the whole gist of it, you know, just trying to get to that point.
Okay. So I'd like to kind of bring it all back together. So it seems like what you're saying to me is, what you stated was that you have overanalyzed a lot of decisions that you've made, both big and small, and you like to get to a point where you trust yourself, you have confidence, to where you don't have to overanalyze. You can just be confident in your decisions, and you can make great decisions that benefit your life, not only for yourself but for your family or for your job or where, you know, whatever decisions required in whatever aspect. And I think what you say, once you do that, you'll be able to feel better about yourself and make better choices and kind of have a simpler life.
Right. I totally agree. All of those points is where, is exactly where I'm trying to get to, which will kind of help me be at an even keel level, and that's where I want to be at.
Okay, well that's a great start. And I mean, sorry, excuse me. I think the first part is, you know, having awareness, and then after you have awareness of what you want to work on, then you just start making steps and taking steps towards, you know, how those, you know, habits started and how we can get to the next level, and then moving forward, how to get you to a place where you can do it on your own.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
Right. Well, Mr. Marquise, I think we'll have a great start, and we look forward to seeing you next session, to where we'll start talking about some other things to add on to what we talked about today.
All right.
Well, thank you, sir. It's great to meet you, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.